Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Fong, thinking right out here in my lab, and I'm in the book. We moving straight along. I got a nice little lesson for you, 2 in 1. How about that? I got a two for you. Excuse me. All right, let's go. This is for the students who want to learn, not just want to. Well, give me this, teach that. No, I teach, you learn. I got a good lesson for you today. I got this one. Let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Rightisms, 25, excuse me, right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, excuse me, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you had to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know, spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and always, to my yacht, be true. I've been rolling in this book. We get into some good stuff. I just did the mysticism of color of our ancient Egyptian art. Wrote that down. Now we're going to get into mystical symbolism of nothingness. Being a meditator and a yogi, I know exactly what this is, so let's have some fun. I got you. This ought to be interesting for those who want to learn. Again, in mystical tradition, the root of human spiritual obstruction is said to be the sense of what? Individualism, me, the ego. Okay? Modern day people don't have a clue about this whole concept of them. They're wild. It's the damn it. Oh, calm down. Yeah. Ignorant people just annoy me. Why? They think they know something and don't know jack, and they won't learn because they think they know. So it's hard to teach them. But this is how ignorant they are of their own selves. Can't even help them. All right, but that's the difference. That's the problem. The major problem is that concept of what? Individualism, I. From the individualism, what? Emerges, you ready? I just told you. Ego, your desires for you, for self. I, what I want, what I need. What I want. No, not so much what I need, what I want. What I want. I want this, I want that. That's all ego. The sooner you learn to do without, I learned being disappointed in life makes you stronger. And my mother told me, good, here we go again. What don't kill you makes you stronger. What you can do without, you get through it. Oh, you better for that. And I'm living proof of that. So yeah, again, like moms, putting something I didn't want to hear, something I didn't like, didn't make a difference. It is what it is. That's life experience. You can tell them until you get blue in the face. I can tell you everything you need to hear, but until you experience it, it means nothing. That's my point. And those are lessons. The best lesson in life are the ones you experience. All right. So, from the individualism emerges our ego, said desires. Upon reflecting, you will discover what? That everything you are, watch this, or believe, right there. I got to underline that one. This right, I told you about the power of belief, and it tells you right here. Everything you believe of yourself to be is related to your mental ideas, which all reference you to a specific time and place in your physical body, your relatives, your society in which you live in, your country in which you live in, etc. But mystical traditions such as the Cometians and the Eastern philosophy and the Gnostic Christianity before the Roman Catholics, view these, watch this, these elements as what? Superficial garments of the soul. Meaning the physical body ain't nothing but an outfit for the soul. They knew that. They had a concept. Moving on. All right. And now which what? The soul clings to what? Due to their ignorance. You want to live. Why? You want more fun. You want more pleasure. Yeah, that's the ego. That's the ego. The ego ain't gonna die. No, it ain't going nowhere. He gonna still fight, kick and scream to the bitter end. But once the physical body no longer sustains itself, the spirit leaves and either is going back to the maker or it's going to get another physical body, another outfit to put on and do what it can do. Moving on. Now, when these elements are given up, aka mastered, understood, and you put it into effect, that's a philosophy, that's how it works. And you, the practitioner of the mystical spiritual discipline, I tell you, I practice that daily. That's how I live. And you go beyond them, and now you will discover what they call nothingness. That meditative state where you go with no thoughts, no nothing. We call it uranium, mental. It's a hope, but it's all mental. I'm trying to make that understanding and get it across to you so you can practice for yourself how to what? Go inside yourself. Well, I'm always inside myself. Are you mentally inside yourself? Moving on. But you reach that, you discover nothingness. That's spiritual enlightenment. What's this? Now, out of which, now the universe arises. That's the Kundalini rising. That's the pineal gland tingling. And all of a sudden, you're getting downloaded information from the Akashic record, a.k.a. God. He one that got it all. He's considered the knower of all things. That's the Akashic record. You become one with him. You become a knower of all things. Mainly yourself. All right. But this nothingness was erroneously, again, that means wrong. Okay, understand that. Erroneously assumed by who? By some to be a kind of non-existence. It's a state of being right there. Simple. It ain't hard to understand. But if you don't, you make up your idea. I thought this, I thought that. I don't give a damn what you thought. If I'm trying to teach you something, please don't get caught up in what you thought. I could care less about what you thought. I'm giving you something to think about. At another level, watch this, of understanding, again, not misunderstanding, not misinterpretation, not my opinion. It's a level of understanding the teachings. This nothingness is a state of consciousness. God, be more careful. Wherein there is no mental movement caused by the thought. Do you understand what's words are coming out my mouth? Shut the thought process down. Some people don't know how to do that. I understand, but it takes practice. I didn't either until I started practicing. But I know now it works. And for those who don't do it, you can't tell me nothing. You don't know nothing. That's why. But I can't teach you nothing because you believe you do. So I'm good. But in reality, the void refers to the absence of concepts in the mind. Again, clearing your mind. This state renders the mind undifferentiated. That's where we come from. That's primeval waters, the primordial waters. That's consciousness. Anything's possible, but every now and then you just go there just to work, relax. That's where you're gonna go anywhere. And they're gonna tell you that too. I know that also. All philosophical. And if you understand the philosophy, you can implement it and see, eureka, I get it. Yeah, I get it. That's all you need to do. Get it. And then you only get it through manifesting it. You ain't gonna get to God BSing and being ignorant. Nope. You can pray and talk all you want. But if you ain't putting the work in, you ain't getting nothing out. Moving on. That's a philosophy, again, that you can practice. I don't do religion. But when your mind becomes undifferentiated, that means it's uncolored. That means it's free. That is what we call, I can't drop the pen too early, the black. When we all have our near-death experience, not all, but everybody I hear who had it, they all said the same thing. I came to the light. Don't go to the light. Go back to the black. Let's go. I'm having fun. This is teaching. I'm doing, I think, what I know now. Why? I practice this. I know this. Like I said. But the philosophy, again, philosophy of nothingness was extensively espoused by the Buddhists. They love a philosophy. They don't give a crap about dogma. Everything was philosophical. Why? You can practice it. That's why. And by the Buddhist philosophers of India, their attempt to explain what the phenomenal universe is began with what? An attempt to explain how the universe developed. We all got a creation story, but you only got to put it theologically or theoretically or philosophically. Whatever you want to do, you wasn't there. So all you can do is surmise, conceptualize, and theorize. So understand that. Anybody right or wrong, I ain't got time to argue what you believe. That is my job. Moving on. It was, again, assumed. You know we know about assuming. It was assumed, what? That there was a source that produced the universe. You think? All right. But you consume what you want. Now you got to realize what? The spirit and consciousness represents the universe. Why? It's alive and it's still growing. They proven that. That's a fact now. And what we assume to know, we know that, again, through practice. And watch this. This philosophy led to the belief that the entire universe came from a primeval. I just gave you a story. That's my philosophy that I follow. So I know that. Ultimate void called what? Shunya. 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 But this is the Buddha word. Watch this. So therefore, Buddhist disciplines are directed where? Towards emptying what? One's human mind of that which prevents the perception of the ultimate reality, which according to their system of mysticism, not belief system, mysticism, is the source of all creation. Again, this Buddhist discipline is directed toward, you ready? This is the point. I'm trying to get my right thing. This eradication of what? Your superficial elements of your mind, the ignorance, the what you assume, what you believe, what you thought. Get rid of that nonsense. It means nothing. Get knowledge, understand knowledge, use it, and let the rest go. Why? It's useless information. All the information ain't good. They bombard you with it now. They used to hide it. Now they just say, hell, give it all to them. And y'all, like a kitty cat store. I remember we had 3 flavors of ice cream. Chocolate, vanilla, and what, strawberry. Put them together at Metropolitan. Now you got 32 flavors. You go to kids can't make up their damn mind. Look at her. Everything they got. So, see, too many options ain't good. Limit the options, and hopefully they can make a better decision. With a limited, too many ain't good. Simple as that. Moving on. That's my concept. And I watched it because I'm when I was a kid. I see the difference now. These kids be in the ice cream store, freaking out. They want everything. Why? I want. So they give it to them, scoop by scoop by scoop. Moving on. So that's it. Everybody want what they like. Ain't a problem. But when you have no control over your desire, that's when they become addictive. That's when they become a problem. Why? You're not controlling it. If you got to wake up to a drink in the morning, you got to wake up to a toke in the morning, you got to wake up to a hit in the morning, who's controlling who? Moving on, just understand it. But now, which they maintain, like this, those elements in human mind, which they maintain, which does what? It blocks his or her perception of the ultimate existence, which is God, which is in you. In effect, your mind can be trained, hell, it go right there, to let go of thinking and classifying objects. Meditation, daily, trust me. That's how you empty out. Every computer got a delete button or trash button. You want to get rid of stuff, get rid of it. Why carry it? Lighten the load, so to speak. Some thoughts, waste of time. Moving on. And when you can't control your thoughts, you need to learn how to meditate. Now, when this occurs, watch this, there now are no more concepts in your mind, and therefore what? It is said to be void of concept. Again, what do you think about nothing? The idle mind is the devil's workshop. So if you just think about nothing, oh, you about to have some problem. Why? That's when the devil creep in. But when your mind is focused and you're meditating to clear it, the devil can't get there. He got no wiggle room. Why? It's all busy. The mind's always occupied. You're God conscious. You're spiritually disciplined. When you keep your mind focused on what? God. So I ain't walking my head, praise the Lord, all that nonsense. I'm always God conscious, so moving on. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You can be too. You ain't gonna run and tell you about I'm God conscious. I'm God conscious. Oh, I know God. No, Show God. That's what you got to show out for. Why? He the one that can bless you. They can't. They can give you monetary things. They can give you money, whatever. But God gives you the blessings. You didn't know that? Come on, man. You got to get past that. This elementary there, Watson. All right. But now, when all other concepts which have been learned by your mind over what? Many lifetimes. What do you mean many lifetimes? I don't know what. Yeah. Oh, your spirit has been here for a while. You just got it now. And before you, somebody else had it. And if you don't read it right, somebody after you, go ahead. All that. This is my, no. It's a loner. He wants it back. And if you don't do the things you need to do, somebody's going to get it. And when they get it, they got to do the same thing you did. And watch this. So over many lifetimes and the egoistic desires of the flesh based on, watch this. Again, they've been doing this for thousands of years. We still run to psychiatrists. We still talking to neurologists. We still playing the game. They got machines to tell you all this now. We didn't have that. They didn't have that. I can say we, but the Egyptians didn't have all the luxury, all that nonsense. Okay, so watch this. And your desires, based on what those concepts, once they are dropped, now they arise in what the awareness in you to the who absolute, becoming conscious of God. Y'all call it being born again, whatever it is, spiritual enlightenment. It's a bunch of words for it, but you experience it, you call it whatever you want. Moving on. But there is supreme what? Calm and peace. When you see old people, elders, who just going through life, they're just happy, just content. You can't beat that. Whatever they did, how it did, they still cool and grooving within themselves. Why? They found peace of mind. Hello? Come on now. And when you get old, experiences of life give you that. Ain't no food like an old food. Why? If you got old and you still foolish, you lucky. Okay? God looking out for you. But the concept is life experience give you wisdom. You're supposed to know a few things. Moving on. And watch this. So the main aim in the Buddhist philosophy, watch this, is to end desires. How can you do that? Again, good question. The things you think you need, the things I make sacrifice to prove I don't need nothing. Why? I'll stop in a heartbeat. I'll cold turkey in a heartbeat. Why? If I don't want to do it, I ain't doing it no more. If you're in a relationship, when it's over, it's over. And what? It's over. Move on. I've always felt that way, so I'm not beat for none of that. Whatever it is, again, that's how you conquer your desires. That's how you end desires thing. I can live without you. Okay, so that was now the human being may now be able to what? Discover his or her true self. You had to put all that stuff down for it to happen. To go to the eye of a needle, you can't take nothing with you. That means bad thoughts, negative thoughts, bad. They can't go with you. Moving on, conceptually. And watch this. Being one, here you go. Being one with the source of creation. Who could that be? See, this is all philosophy. The Buddhists lay it out for you. They don't play a bunch of kiddie game where you got to know this is it. And further, watch this. Further, all the planets, matter, living beings, and even the individual human ego is discovered to what? To be just an emanation from that source. Almost there. I got a little more. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm almost there. And watch this. Hence, the term, they call it nirvana. N-I-Vana. That means, you know what it means? Without desires. That means you don't want for nothing. That means you don't desire nothing. That means you reached another level. Yes, that's just what it means. And they're telling you, you can do it. I did it. Moving on. And watch this. It called without desires or craving of the physical or the flesh. Is used to denote this ultimate state of what? Oneness with the source of creation. Again, who could that be? These are all things that tell you to get to God. They say the same thing. Sorry, calm down. All right, you get my concept. I get excited. I'm going to wrap it up with the mystical symbolism of darkness in Commission philosophy and mythology. You never once heard me say religion. Everything is a philosophy. Why? You got to explain it. You can lay it out for you, give you the myth, give you the story to get the point across to teaching purposes. And once you practice it, now it becomes your truth. I ain't saying everything I say is true. You're fooling for yourself. I know the truth for myself. I don't give a damn what you think and feel about my truth. You got to get the truth for yourself. All right, sorry. I get excited. Now, in the Commission mysticism, you never hear us use the word religion or belief system. No, we didn't have that. So I get excited. I want that point to be known. The mysticism, one of the philosophies of nothingness, is expressed in the concept of the Tuat. What's that? The Tuat is the netherworld. See again. Netherworld of the Commission philosophy, and within it is to be found what they call the Nrutf. Nrutf. Okay? It means the region of the concept of the mind, in that place of what we call darkness. Where's that at? Within the region of Asar, that's the spirit that's in man, the Lord of what they call him, the perfect black. The spirit is black. This notion of nothingness in Rutaf is akin, watch this, to who? The Buddhist notion of what? Shunya. The same thing we just heard, the void, or they call it the void. We call it darkness, they call it the void. Now, it refers to what? That area of consciousness which is the void of mental concepts and thoughts. Again, nothingness, meditation, okay, clearing the mind. Downloading information. This is called intuitive information. When you didn't study for this, you didn't practice for this, you download it and it comes to you. That's intuitive. It's already in you. You got to discover that. By what? Freeing your mind. You won't get that level. You have to raise the consciousness to that level. You feeling me now? Now, when there are thoughts in the mind, you got the mental awareness, and it's narrowed and it's defined in these terms or concepts. If the mind is confined to these concepts and narrow forms of thought, what happens? Then it is confined to that which is limited and temporal, meaning you are ignorant of your higher self. You think about what? The physical, this world. If it eradicates those desires and those physical cravings and the illusions and delusions of the physical world being all they think it is, then they will become what? Aware of the innermost reality. Come on now. And it realizes what? For itself, the connection to what? The entire cosmos. Thus, now the teachings of the right thinking philosophy about the Duat, it gives insight into what? The nature of every human mind and its deeper unconscious levels. There's levels to this shit, I did tell you, okay? You got to rise up. Put yeast in the oven, it's going to rise, okay? And it is a description of mental landscape. It's demons, gods and goddesses, fantasies, desires, and everything else that is the result of what? Result of or leads to what? Ignorance and mental agitation due to what? Your own ignorance of your higher self. Stand on one level. The lower level, you want to rise yourself, become Haru, as well as the way to what? Now discover what? The abode. That means where he at. And of the innermost self, where everything that leads to what? Peace, harmony, and wisdom. Demons, gods, and goddesses refer to one's mental concepts. And right, God, goddess, wrong, demons. That's the concept in everybody. Well, spirits and demons, you can have you want it. I listen. I ain't got to agree with that. Okay? I'm listening to what you're saying. You don't know what you're saying, but you believe you do, so I just let you go. Moving on. And I understand all this, so if you ain't talking this, you ain't talking nothing. And watch this. And not the entities such as what y'all call ghosts, angels, evil spirits. I don't subscribe to none of that. Okay? That's biblical nonsense. I'm past that. As, what's this? As in commonly understood by who? Your non-mystical traditions, aka belief system followers. So therefore, the task of a right thinking spiritual aspirant, your job is to what? Eradicate those false concepts and agitations and the physical desires and cravings that run in your mind. And now doing that, you will be able to discover what? The hidden. I'm on the hidden one. Okay, where your innermost reality, which is what they say again, Hotep, supreme peace. Okay, you reach that level, eternity infinity, expansiveness. You know you and God are one, and you know now you're part of immortality. From a higher level of understanding, now the dua is the unconscious mind, where asar is at that level, which transcends your thinking process. Again, this is all mental. In deepest region, it is the level of what they call consciousness that is experienced when during your deep dreamless sleep. That's where you go. You wake up, feel so good, don't remember a thing. But you went there. You've been there. You feel the results of it, but you just don't know it. That's the point. And I tell you, that's eternity. That's death. When you don't wake up no more, depend on how you are, what you are, that's going to be it. And at the judgment day, you'll be judged by your actions and your deeds. So therefore, it is the hidden aspect of all human. And where is that? Human heart. Okay? And thus, it is also known as, you ready? Amun, like I told you, which is the witnessing consciousness, the hidden one who's watching all the time, hence the eye. When you become conscious of that, you know what the eye means, represents. But this deepest and the most dark realm of the dua, aka the netherworld, in the Commission spirituality, not religion, spirituality system, as is Asar himself. He's your father. We're his children. He's Asar, we're Haru, the offspring between him and our mother, conceptually. And watch this, Asar himself. And this is why Asar is referred to as the Lord of the perfect black. Okay? He runs the afterlife, the netherworld, eternity, not Hades, not Hell's. Moving on. And it is often depicted as being black or green in hue. It is also why the goddess Nut, Aset, and Het Haru are also described as as black skin. They are emanation from this realm of blackness, which is described as the void, or some people, nothingness. And in the hieroglyphic papyrus entitled The Laments of Aset and Nephet, it means conclusion. What I mean, wrapping it up now, taking it home. Conclusion about the ancient Egyptian Nubian depictions of ancient Egypt. Firstly, the fact that the later depictions of the ancient Egyptians show them as having traditional African features similar to the Nubians. Again, we proved the point. Indicates that the ancient Egyptians were black African people, even up to that time when the Greek classical writer made their observation for themselves in 450 BCE. We didn't change colors from 5,000 to 400, so we were the same people, and they came and witnessed that. And from 450 BCE to 100 ACE. Secondly, notice that the Nubian men at the Temple of Ramses are also depicted as brownish red as well as black. And the Nubian dancing girls are also painted brownish red. This means, again, they knew the color spectrum. That means that the ancient Egyptians painted themselves and the Nubians with the same color. Hello? Wrapping it up. But differentiated due to particular reasons not related to race, but to culture distinctions. Thus, they use this artistic convention of alternating colorization and sacrification as a means to tell the two groups apart, Egyptians and Nubians, apart when they were being depicted together. The use of color has mystical implications, like almost all Commission inscriptions, purpose and reason. Though they can be no validity to the concept of the ancient Egyptians were white and red or skin and color. No! Wrapping it up, taking it in. So therefore, the use of color must be understood as a mystical symbol as opposed to an ethnic depiction. Okay? And this is the conclusion. That's the key of life. Everybody else universal language to life. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Sorry it took a little long, but I hope I got my point across. I try to do just that. And in closing, right thinkers, may y'all live to be 100, me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. I'll be right back. It's only getting better.